Good morning, everyone. It's always place to cross on first, no matter what you're going on in your life. Spiritual growth is important. Sometimes God want to give you rest, and sometimes God wants you up. Sometimes in the night watches, you might be up and down all night. Just go with the flow. Just trust it. You understand? Last night I could not sleep for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was constantly up and down, up and down. Like every hour on the hours, I was up. But every time I woke up, it was set on my mind to say the Lord's Prayer. And then I would hear a still voice saying, it's okay. Everything's going to be all right. Everything serves a purpose. Do you understand? You may not understand why, but just know, trust in the Lord and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path. He will do that for you. It's a reason behind everything that's going on in your life. You just have to seek him while he can be found. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. I'm going to start reading from Psalm 39 today. I said I would take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I would keep my mouth with a bridle while the wicked is before me. I really think long and hard about that. Sometimes you got to watch what you say. I was done with silence. I held my peace, even from good, and my sorrow was stirred. My heart was hot within me. While I was musing, the fire burned, then spake out with my tongue. Oh, man, you understand what I'm saying? Just keep silent. Even sometimes when you try to keep silent when the wicked are around you. It's something else. It's a fire in you. One thing about the word of God, it says it's a flaming fire. It's a double-edged sword. Spit that fire. Lord, make me to know my end and the measure of my days. What is it that I may know how frail I am? Behold, thou hast made my days as an handbreadth, and my age is as nothing before thee. Verily, every man at his best state is altogether vanity. Surely every man walketh in vain. Surely they are disquieted in vain. He heapeth up riches, and knoweth not who shall gather them. And now, Lord, what wait I for? My hope is in thee. Deliver me from all my transgressions. Make me not the reproach of the foolish. I was dumb, I opened not my mouth, because thou didst it. Remove thy stroke away from me, and I am consumed by the blow of thine hand. When thou with rebukes dost correct man for iniquity, thou makest his beauty to consume away. Like a moth, surely every man is vanity. Hear my prayer, O Lord, and give ear to my cry. Hold not thy peace at my tears, for I am a stranger with thee, and a sojourner as all my fathers were. O spare me, that I may recover strength before I go hence and be no more. That's how you should be. I ain't finished. Psalm 40. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me, and he heard my cry. He brought me up out of a horrible pit, out of the mirror clay, and set my feet upon a rock. Who is the rock? The Lord, and established my goings. And he hath put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our God. Many shall see it and fear, and shall trust in the Lord. Blessed is the man that maketh the Lord his trust, and respecteth not the proud, nor is turned aside to lies. Many, O Lord, my God, are thy wonderful works which thou hast done, and thy thoughts which are to usward, they cannot be reckoned up in order unto thee. If I would declare and speak of them, they are more than can be numbered. Sacrifice and offerings thou didst not desire. Mine ears hast thou opened. Burnt offerings and sin offerings thou hast not required. Then said I, Lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me. I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart. I have preached righteousness in the great congregation. Lo, I have not refrained my lips. O Lord, thou knowest. I have not hid thy righteousness within my heart. I have declared thy faithfulness and thy salvation. I have not concealed thy loving kindness and thy truth from the great congregation. Withhold not thou thy tender mercy from me. O Lord, let thy loving kindness and thy truth continue to preserve me. For innumerable evils have compassed me about. Mine iniquities have taken hold upon me, so that I am not able to look up. They are more than the hairs of my head, therefore my heart faileth me. Be blessed, O Lord, to deliver me. O Lord, make haste to help me. Let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul to destroy it. Let them be driven backward and put to shame that wish me evil. Let them be desolate for a reward of their shame that say unto me, Aha, aha. Let all that seek thee rejoice and be glad in thee. Let such as love thy salvation say continually, the Lord be magnified. But I am poor and needy. Is the Lord thinketh upon me? Thou art my help and my deliverer. Make no tearing, O my God. Oh man, let's read some few parts one more time. Let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul to destroy it. Let them be driven backward and put to shame that wish me evil. Let them be desolate for a reward of the shame that say unto me, aha, aha. Let's go over to Acts. Acts 23. I did this story before. You understand? Probably a few months ago, I talked about this. And Paul, earnestly beholding the council, said, Men and brethren, I have lived in all good conscience before God until this day. One thing you got to realize, Paul, when he was born again and he was saved, he neglected not to preach of the Lord. It don't matter who was wrong him, and he was always delivered from the enemy. You see, sometimes he didn't want to say something, but sometimes he did, because the Lord did it. That goes hand in hand with Psalm 39 and 40. And the high priest Ananias commanded them that stood by him to smite him on the mouth. Then Paul unto him, God shall smite thee, thou whited wall. I told you what a whited wall is. It's something that looks good on the outside, but inside it's nothing. There's no spiritual growth in there. It just looks good to the appearance. For sittest thou to judge me after the law, and commandest me to be smitten contrary to the law? And they that stood by said, Revilest thou God's high priest? Then said Paul, I wish not, brethren, that he was the high priest. For it is written, Thou shalt not speak evil of the ruler of thy people. But when Paul perceived that the one part was Sadducees, and the other part Pharisees, he cried out in the council, Men and brethren, I am a Pharisee, the son of a Pharisee. Of the hope and resurrection of the dead, I am called in question. And when he had to say it, there arose a dissension between the Pharisees and the Sadducees, and the multitude was divided. You see, God is not about division. Now watch why they divided. For the Sadducees say that there is no resurrection, neither angel nor spirit. Now that's what the Sadducees believe. But the Pharisees confessed both. And there arose a great city, a great cry, and the scribes that were of the Pharisees' part arose and strove, saying, We find no evil in this man. But if a spirit or an angel have spoken to him, let us not fight against God. You understand? When you fighting against God's children, you fighting against him. You see, when David was writing that Psalm 40, he was fighting. People were fighting against him, coming against him. You understand? But when you work for God, a lot of words that you say ain't your words. They're his. And the thing is, if they're against you, they're against God. And when there arose a great dissension, the chief captain, fearing lest Paul should have been pulled in pieces of them, commanded the soldiers to go down and to take him by force from among them and to bring him into the castle. You see how God helped him out? You know, sometimes people think that going to jail or certain things in your life is not for your protection. Some things are for your help. I don't want to go to jail. I really don't. But you know, sometimes God is doing things that's so different that you don't understand it. You know, have you ever seen people go to jail and then they beg to get out, right? And then you pay to get them out and they go back and do worse than what they was doing. It's like some people abuse the privilege. Sometimes God wants to set you down somewhere and then protect you from yourself and protect you from others. And the night following, the Lord stood by him and said, Be of good cheer, Paul. For as thou hast testified of me in Jerusalem, so must thou bear witness also of me in Rome. Do you understand? Be of good cheer. Last night, that's all I was hearing. Don't worry. You good? Wow, that's great. Sometimes God's going to come to you like that. When you're going through your worst places, you're like, don't worry about it. I got you. And when it was day, certain of the Jews bound together and bound themselves under a curse, saying that they would neither eat nor drink till they have killed Paul. Let me tell you something about your enemies, about your adversaries. They plot against the just. It's written. They are after you. Sometimes you can't sleep and you up at night praying because somebody's out there praying against you. You understand? Somebody's out there praying against somebody wishing you ill will. You know, when you start living closer and growing closer in the spirit and growing closer to God and getting closer to your destination and closer to your purpose, the attacks are going to get harder and stronger. But I'm going to tell you what the Lord just told Paul. Be of good cheer, Paul, for as thou hast testified of me in Jerusalem, so must thou bear witness also at Rome. So just like you keep testifying. Keep doing what you are called to do. And they were more than 40 which had made this conspiracy. 40 people trying to destroy Paul. And they came to the chief priests and elders and said, we have bound ourselves under a great curse, that we will eat nothing until we have slain Paul. I guess they end up dying of fasting. Now therefore you with the council signify to the chief captain that to bring him down unto you tomorrow, as thou you will inquire something more perfectly concerning him. And we are, even he come near, are ready to kill him. Wow. Now I'm going to tell you something about murder. You got physical murder and you got slander that can murder a man. Words spoken. A lot of people in this day and age, they ain't going to kill you. But they'll kill you with words. They'll say, I'll bear all kind of false witness against you. They'll say all kind of evil things against you. But don't worry. Be of good cheer. And when Paul's sister's son heard of their lying in wait, he went and entered into the council and told Paul. Now, let's put it this way. It's always, God got moles everywhere. God got people who are for you too. And I'm going to tell you something, man. It was a man that passed away not too recently. His name was Gene. And I used to pray a lot. And information used to come to me in regards to people who were against me. And I was like, why does information keep coming to me? God got people out there that'll tell you things that you don't want to hear just to let you know. They may be talking about you. They may be plotting against you. But I got you. And I'm going to reveal to you, or you're going to see the desire of your enemies upon their faces. Then Paul called one of the centurions unto him and said, bring this young man into the chief captain, for he have a certain thing to tell him. So he took him and brought him to the chief captain and said, Paul, the prisoner, called me unto him and prayed me to bring this young man unto thee, who have something to say unto thee. Then the chief captain took him by the hand and went with him aside privately and asked him, what is it thou hast to tell me? And he said, the Jews have agreed to desire thee that thou wouldest bring Paul tomorrow into the council, as they would inquire something of him more perfectly. But do not thou yield unto them, for there lie in wait for him of them more than 40 men, which have bound themselves with an oath, and they would neither eat nor drink till they have killed him. And now are they ready, looking for a promise from thee. So the chief captain then let the young man depart and charged him, see, thou tell no man that thou hast showed these things unto me. And he called unto him 2 centurions, saying, make ready to 200 soldiers to go to Sisera, and the horsemen 70, and spearmen 200 in the 3rd hour of the night. Wow, look how many people he finna gather together. And provide them beasts that they may set Paul on and bring him safe unto Felix the governor. And he wrote a letter after this manner, Claudius Lysias, unto the most excellent governor, Felix sendeth greeting. This man was taken of the Jews, and should have been killed of them. Then came I with an army, and rescued him, having understood that he was a Roman. Oh man, look at God. What? Ooh. Even your enemies will serve you. And when I would have known the cause wherefore they accused him, I brought him forth into their council, whom I perceived to be accused of questions of their law, but to have nothing laid to this charge worthy of death or bonds. And when it was told me how that the Jews laid wait for them, the man, I sent straightway to thee, and gave commandment to his accusers also to say before thee what they had against him. Farewell. Then the soldiers, as it was commanded them, took Paul and brought him by night to Antipatris. On the morrow, they left the horsemen to go with him and returned to the castle, who, when they came to Sisera and delivered the epistle to the governor, presented Paul also before him. And when the governor had read the letter, he asked of what province he was. And when he understood that he was of Cilicia, I will hear thee, said he, when thine accuser also come. And he commanded him to be kept in Herod's judgment hall. Don't you just love that? What he said, I'm just read a line again. Acts 23:30. And it was told me how that the Jews laid wait for the man. I sent straightway to thee, and gave commandment to his accusers, also to say before thee that they had against him. Farewell. Farewell to your enemies. Farewell. Wow, that's amazing, ain't it? That Bible ain't no joke. Ain't no joke, boy. You don't care. Don't worry about them. Let them come against you. All they're going to do is serve the purpose. If all things work together for those that love God who are called according to his purpose, even your enemies serve a purpose. He said, I'm going to send you to Rome. You finna testify me somewhere else. So if they wouldn't have conspired against him, when they conspired against him, they set in motion some things to move him to another destination, to another echelon, to reach even more people, to proclaim the goodness of the Lord to even more people. Your enemies serve a purpose. Don't be scared of them. Embrace your enemies. He said, pray for them that spitefully use and abuse you. That's what the Lord said. Don't get mad at them. They only doing what they supposed to do. Think about Jesus going to the cross. They only doing what they supposed to do. But it's okay, people. Keep calling on the Lord. Keep proclaiming his goodness. You know, he said, you so many people, he said, around